Out there in the green.
Is that our plan? Because we're a monster, right?
They don't see me as a human. Just as a thing.
Yeah, most do.
So here we have him, finally in the home, looking at the beautiful base of the Prime1 Studios 1/3 scale Swamp Thing. Look at that beautiful base right there, that tree trunk of that swamp effect coming across this. The tree trunk is one of my favorite things about this piece. That base is just truly beautiful. There's a lot to it. It really resemblance of how much Swamp Thing protects the green, protects the swamps. I guess really he doesn't protect swamps. He's just the main protector of the green. There's a lot more to it. I mean, that's a whole nother video in itself. But look at the tree on this. Look at the way the moss is coming down. The way that the bark is sculpted and painted into there to make it look more of like a wetter tree. The vines coming down this piece, the flowers inside of it, and especially this splash water effect. The splash water effect is really well done, very well translucent, and this is a part of where his foot keys in. He's kind of splashing the pond, I guess you could say there, but beautifully well done tree and very massive. This, I mean, you guys can see it takes up the whole entire garage shelf in just itself. I mean, this is beautifully massive, and you can kind of get more of the scaling of how big it is right there, but the color is perfect on here. I think this really brought out how gross it is. Look at that couple of the heads here. I mean, here is your bonus portrait that you are going to be getting if you got the deluxe version of this statue, kind of more of that human portrait of Swamp Thing. Very well done, very heavily detailed. Your new 52 portrait, this is your standard portrait of what you'll be getting with Swamp Thing. Very well done, lots of detail, lots of vine work to mimic veins. I love it, and very massive at the same time. Look at that scale next to Wolverine in the back there, crazy. And then your beard portrait, very, very well done. Looks very great on the statue. Lots of detail in the piece itself here. Here looking at the sword. Look how massive that is. I mean, you guys can compare this to Sauron, the 1/3 scale, for how big that sword is. Like, this is like a little hobbit's weapon. You got the bonus piece right here, kind of your more spike sword piece that you would say lots of detail in here. Very massive, very solid piece. But the bark effect is just really well done. Looking at the arm here with kind of the draping vines down the hand. I like the expression that he's holding in the hand here. The shoulders and the way that the bark separates into different pieces and how there's just multiple points of texture change in this piece is just absolutely insane. Like, Prime 1 shows every time that you see a piece why they're the GOAT, why they're the best. This is another one of those examples. I mean, look at the detail in this. This is going to be the hand that is holding the bird, per se. The bird is not in the hand at the moment, but it will be later in the video. Lots of detail. I mean, look at that bark. Look at the leaves going up the shoulder, the greens, the browns. Very, very, very well done piece. Look at just some of the hand detail in here. I love that the best part about this is how they're using all of the green to mimic a human. Because you got to remember that Swamp Thing is not human. He is literally plant. And so this is just beautiful seeing this. Here's some of the closed options for the hands. Very well done. Very detailed. Very massive. These are super solid too. They're not hollow. They're solid bricks. So be very careful. Like I said later in the video, the magnets are a little fragile on this. So it can get a little rough sometimes. But yeah, dual fisting, I guess. But yeah, beautiful pieces. Beautiful, beautiful pieces. Looking at all the different swap outs and switch outs you get. And then here is some of the accessory pieces that you get. The birds, the lizards, and also the flowers. The skin, not the skin, the texturing for the geckoing is a little bit different. And then the sizing for the flowers as well is different as well. But they're kind of really the same geckos, just kind of the paint quality is, not paint quality, but paint is different in the two. So, yeah, very well done. I think that these pieces are a must-have, and it really does add a lot of life to the base itself. I like the flowers. They're really well painted, really well detailed. I mean, it's the best we're really going to get with flowers for the situation that's going on in this base. Very well done. I'm glad that they're also you can kind of put them anywhere you want on the base. They're not just dedicated to a certain spot, so you can move them around, do whatever you want with them. But yeah, look at that sword. Look at that. Let's look at this thick body. Look how massive that is compared to Wolverine. 34 inches tall. God damn. But let's look at some closer detail inside of this piece here. Looking at the chest, I love that the vines create the musculature in here, the abdomens, the barks up the shoulders. Look at all that. There is so much just detail. And when you see this piece in person, it's one of those things that you just look around in awe and just are like, wow. That is insane. There's the back of the statue as well. Seeing how well they didn't kind of cheap out on you at all. They made sure to give you a lot of detail. And I'll put on screen here in this video to where you guys can see how massive this thing truly is. Kind of comparison. But yeah, looking down the side of this piece, looking at the bark in itself, how well done texturing is and the paint quality. Knowing that they didn't slip any corners, every nick and cranny is covered. The spiking coming up along there. I mean, just look at my hand on that. Look how massive my hand is, or how small it looks on that piece itself. But without further ado, let's put some of these pieces on here and show you really all of this put together. I'll kind of just let you sit here with it and enjoy for a second. Throughout. Just looking at him one more time here with the new 52 style head on the top. Looking at just one final look before we head this on down to the top view and give you my full review of this monster. Look at that. Good golly. I will see you guys up there. Let's head that way. Well, I'm back up here. Let's give my full review. You see the big massive boy over here. The gigantic. I mean, what a show stomper as soon as you walk into a room. Because, like, as soon as you open my door, this is going to be the first thing that you see when you walk through the door. So it's just like, it is a presence to just walk into. But full review, what I think of the PRIME1STUDIO Swamp Thing statue. This is a straight 10. Like, I don't think there is going to be, unless... No, I'm going to say it right now. I don't think that anyone will be able to capture what this Swamp Thing was able to capture. I mean, people who have read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing know kind of what I'm talking about here. This entire base, this entire piece, everything about this screams Swamp Thing. I mean, this screams Alec Holland. This is the man himself. I mean, with the different swap out heads that you get, how massive he is. It's not going to get better than this. The detail on this piece is absolutely insane. It does not slack in really any point. A lot of this piece, when you're looking at it, you're looking at the musculature, you're looking at the veins, you're looking at the way that the roots become his calves, the knees and how they're leaves, in each detailed, intricated piece on this and how well executed it was. The greens, the browns, the yellows, the reds and the eyes. I mean, like, there's so much to this. How massive the sword is in the bark and how well detailed that is. The little geckos that you guys saw that are on the front and back of the base, the flowers, and the bird as well, where you want to put in the hand or the back of the base. Like, there's so much to do with this piece, and this is one of my top 5 statues. And it's not me being not doing to that reason. It's the reason why I gave this review. There are things that I don't like about this piece, and we are going to talk about that. I do not appreciate, what a lot of people do as well, that this piece is mostly resin. And I get that it does help with breakages because there were a lot of fragile pieces, and if this was fully polystone, this would have so many breakages. Like, it's not even funny. Another thing I can say that is a little frustrating as well is that the magnets on the keys are not as strong as you want them to be. Knowing Prime 1 and the way that their pieces are and how strong they're known for their magnets, it is a little sad to see that the Swamp Thing was one of those effective to where you got to second guess if you're putting on an arm or anything like that, because you got to make sure it is fully keyed in. Because with the way that the material that it is made of, you do got to kind of squeeze it in, but you also got to be very careful at the same time, because there's a lot of pieces on this that are very fragile, especially towards the shoulders and the hips of it. It's just a very fragile piece, so anyone that does purchase this on the aftermarket or is looking to move this piece and that it hasn't moved in their collection in years, just be very careful. With the material that this is, it's just going to get fragile over time, so just make sure to be very careful. But otherwise, it doesn't sway me away from ever wanting the statue. I knew about this beforehand. I knew about those issues before buying this piece. It was a lot of research I did into this, and it never swayed me away. Now, another thing we got to talk about is the size of this piece. This piece is a massive, and I mean massive. We're talking 34 by 26 out for depth when you're talking about with the sword, and then about 24 at base. So it is a massive piece, and you need display for it. Like, I have it on my garage shelf right here, and it takes up the entire garage shelf. So get ready to lose your entire section that you wanted to put this, where you wanted to put this in, because any display that you had for this, not going to work. It is so massive. It is... I mean, you guys see the display space. I mean, Legendary Beast Magneto is not a small piece, and neither is Red Death, and this guy swallows them. Like, it is like the girth on him. He is it. It makes me excited because I have Legendary Beast Studios Venom that's on the way. It should be here in a couple months, hopefully, within the next 6 months. Hopefully not that long. Hopefully we're shooting by Christmas time, in October when it comes in. But what I'm talking about is the size of that and tallness compared to what this Swamp Thing is, and then also the Legendary Beast Studios Hulk that I have a lot of interest in, that I keep having on the back of my mind. I want the gray variant so bad. But yeah, he is a straight 10. Anyone that is sleeping on it and just wanting it, find it. Like, it is a center staple in a collection, especially if you are mainly collecting comic statues like I do. I mainly strictly don't go out of comic. Star Wars is really the only exception. But yeah, like, I'm still, after a couple of days, I'm still speechless on what this piece was able to deliver. Wow. Like, wow is all I can really say. There's a lot of detail. I mean, you guys saw in the review. This was a crazy, crazy, crazy pickup. And probably, now that I stare at it and have a lot of thoughts on it, probably my favorite statue in my collection. I've been trying to get this piece for a while too, like a year. I've been trying to work on picking this exact one up, and also I drove 11 hours in total to pick this up. 10 and a half, but 11 hours to pick up this piece. That was my full review on the Swamp Thing by PRIME1STUDIO. Guys, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment, make sure if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I review statues, I talk statues, I like to talk new updates that come out, and just new things with statues in general, and a lot of that topic. We might be swaying towards more comic books and more comic book content like I did on my previous channels. But yes, so that was it. I mean, there's not a lot of videos out. I'm excited to be one of the people that have the video out for him. I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. I took some, before I go, I found, my sister has a nice camera, and she let me borrow it to start taking some pictures of my statues, because one of my followers slash buddies that I talked to on the Everyday Collectors panel, he stated that if you figure out how to take pictures professionally with the camera, your statue collecting just amplifies. And let me tell you, wait till you guys make sure to be following my Instagram, because I'll be posting those on there for you guys to see more of these pictures. Holy crap. Great pictures of Swamp Thing. I got beautiful pictures. Got to take a couple more and then we'll end the night. But yeah, crazy piece. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.